Man United were just completely outplayed and outsmarted by Keith Andrews Brentford's side. And in this video, I'm going to explain how and why. But just before I do, I just want to say this might be the biggest exposing of Amorim so far. Out of all the poor results and all the poor performances, this one might be the worst one yet. Once the plan A fails, there's just nothing to fall back on, and it is horrible to watch. This is honestly the first time that I've really started to have doubts about Amorim, and I'm really starting to lose faith after being such a staunch supporter of him. And the first and biggest weakness that was exposed comes from the fact that Brentford refused to press Man United centre-backs. You can see this happening in the screenshots here, and here, just as examples. Brentford did trigger a press once the wing-backs had the ball, which you can see here. But in a way, the key takeaway is the fact that Brentford refused to press the United centre-backs when they had the ball. Why is this significant? Because one of Amorim's main tactics is to invite the high press and then send a long ball over the top, bypassing that press. This then gives United the opportunity to launch a quick and direct attack, as the opposing players who were pressing do not have time to get back. But obviously, if there is no press in the first place, then this tactic can't be used. Unless Man United just want to go for the pure route one route. But with no press and Brentford just setting up in a low block, it will be much harder to win the crucial second balls. And this then highlighted a crucial second weakness for Manchester United: the complete lack of any ball-playing centre-backs. With all the time and space in the world, it's an open invitation for a centre-back to pass through the lines or carry the ball out themselves. However, none of United's centre-backs currently have the ability to do so. So basically, Brentford just sat back and said to United's defenders, you've got the ball, do something with it. But United's defence, or the centre-backs, were just completely out of ideas. And that's what I mean by Amorim being exposed here. It's just one idea and there's just nothing else to fall back on. It also highlights the fact that the players that Manchester United currently have are there to carry out Amorim's tactics. And this could cause huge issues in the future if Man United get a new manager and the manager wants the players to play out the back. And on the subject of long balls, even when they were used by United, Sesko found it increasingly difficult to win the aerial battles against the Brentford duo of Collins and Van den Berg. They are both absolute units themselves. I think they're both 6'3", maybe a little bit more. Sesko himself is slightly taller by a couple of centimetres, but the aerial battles were extremely difficult for him to win. But again, it's not really Sesko's fault. There's no plan B from Amorim. The plan A is to launch balls to Sesko, and if that doesn't work, keep on launching balls to Sesko, and it doesn't work. And it goes without saying at this point, the third biggest weakness, we've known it for a long time, United's goalkeepers are absolute trash, and Bayindir was awful again. He actually made some very good saves to keep the scoreline down. However, he also conceded 2 really sloppy goals, which any competent goalkeeper should be saving. I mean, he has improved, and I can't be too harsh on him. He was brought in to be the second choice goalkeeper. He is basically a second choice goalkeeper acting as a first choice. But he can't be trusted, especially if teams start peppering him with shots like we saw against Brentford. He's not consistent enough. At this point, Lamens just needs to come in. Another weakness, the wide players were again extremely ineffective. Dead End Dorgu, as I named him in my last video, was again really ineffective, and he was joined this time by Dead End Dalot, who was playing on the other side, who was equally as ineffective and bad. The wings for United are just completely ineffective at this point, unless they have Ahmad playing there. But even he has been in poor form this season, so basically there's just nothing happening out wide now. Cunha really struggled as well. I was really disappointed with him. He tried to force everything way too much, lost the ball too much. Nothing really came off for him. Mbeumo must have been nervous coming back to his old club or something, because he was well off form as well. Not to mention Bruno missing the penalty. I hate to say it, but it is probably time to cash on him now, isn't it? If United get another offer of 100 million from Saudi or somewhere, surely they have to take it at this point. Bruno's not going to get any better. You could argue he's on a decline, actually. We can argue he's been played out of position, but does anyone remember he played his ideal position for Ten Hag, and he was equally as inconsistent and bad? The excuse then was that he had no players around him and he had to try too hard to get things going. What's the excuse now? He's playing number 8. Mate, he's an international, possibly elite, definitely world-class player. He has the ability to play number 8. He's doing stupid things. He's having too many tantrums. I don't know, man. Maybe it's time to go. I think the only plus point you can take away from the game is that Sesko actually scored. I'm made up for him. I really am. It's been a long time coming. Obviously, he had quite a slow start to the season. He was out of the team. Now he's starting consistently and the goals need to be coming. I said that in my last video. And a goal came, so good for him. And hopefully more to come. But as the team stands now, with Cunha trying to score from ridiculous angles and Mbeumo, nothing coming off of him, dead end Dorgu, dead end Dalot, providing him from out wide, he's not really going to get the goal scoring opportunities. I do worry for him. So listen, everyone's saying it. Is it time for Amorim to go? Do you know what it is? I am now pretty much expecting Man United to lose every single game. We're not even in October yet, and I'm already feeling like the season's a write-off. Like, this shouldn't be happening. Can you tell me any positives that you saw from the game? Like, United were completely outplayed and outsmarted by Keith Andrews Brentford. All due respect to any manager out there, like, of course. But Keith Andrews himself is under a lot of pressure. Like, Brentford have had a really poor start to the season, and people are questioning Keith Andrews, as a manager. Is he good enough? Is he experienced enough? Is he tactically knowledgeable enough? And he's literally just tactically outsmarted Amorim. What's that saying? What is that saying? Anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you like the video, give the video a like. Subscribe if you want to. It would really help me out. And yeah, I don't know. Hopefully United start winning again. Who knows? I'm losing hope. Subscribe. Cheers.